The world isn't ready to go fully electric, BMW CEO warns the industry. He says diversification is the key in transition from petrol and diesel engines and is warning the world cannot afford to turn its back on alternative fuels. So what is the motive behind BMW CEO Oliver Zipse's warning? Let's find out. The BMW Group CEO Oliver Zipse is not a fan of banning internal combustion engines, and he's made his position clear several times in the past. Zipse has warned non-EV car manufacturers that EVs are the future, and it's time to double down on electrification. Zipse has also expressed reservations about an outright ban on internal combustion engines. He believes that the combustion engine market is still relevant and that companies should avoid becoming too dependent on a few countries. According to the BMW Group, at least half of its global delivery should be fully electric by 2030. When Oliver Zipse spoke to the media roundtable at the New York International Auto Show last week, he mentioned the topic again. He highlighted the fact that China controls a large portion of the raw material supply for electric vehicle batteries. We need to be careful because when we focus on promoting EVs, which is an upcoming technology, we also increase our dependence on a very small number of countries. Do you think so? Would you rather suggest that he keeps driving his old car forever? If you stop selling internal combustion engines, someone else will. He believes that there is a market for combustion engine cars for people who can't immediately transition to EVs. In early February, the group of directors told a group of German politicians that the phasing out of internal combustion engines should be done in stages, saying that eliminating them too soon could lead to problems for BMW and all other German car manufacturers. According to Zipse, providing more fuel-efficient internal combustion engine vehicles is important for both profit and environmental perspective. He pointed to the gap in charging infrastructure and the high price of electric vehicles as obstacles to the dominance of electric vehicles in the global market. He believes the company needs to respond to high prices for energy and raw materials by making production more efficient and accelerating recycling efforts to keep costs down. We've reached the peak now. We may not stay at the peak, but we won't go back down to the previous prices. The amount of energy we need to use for the circular economy are important for environmental reasons. Oliver Zipse says that as regulators increase pressure on the automotive industry to reduce its CO2 emissions and environmental impact, he's long opposed a total ban on the sale of locomotives, insisting that market demand decide whether there is still a future for internal combustion engines. Car manufacturers are using this approach to become more environmentally friendly. We continue to improve our technology. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has created pressure on supply chains. Zipse said that vehicle manufacturers should be wary of becoming too dependent on a few select countries by focusing on an electric-only strategy. The warning came in light of a shortage of wiring harnesses due to the conflict in Ukraine, which has overtaken the semiconductor crisis as the biggest supply chain problem for Volkswagen. Zipse, who argues there's still a market for internal combustion engine cars, has long been an advocate against all-out bans on petrol and diesel car sales. In the UK, new petrol and diesel cars and vans will not be allowed to be sold from 2030. Hybrid cars and vans which can travel long distances without emitting carbon dioxide from their tailpipes will be allowed to be sold by 2035. When we look at the technology that comes out of EV policy, we have to be careful because it also increases our dependence on a very small number of countries, said Zipse. BMW's president explained that offering more fuel-efficient internal combustion engine vehicles is critical from both a profit and environmental perspective, citing gaps in charging infrastructure and the high price of electric vehicles. Companies also need to plan for energy prices and raw materials to remain high by making production more efficient and increasing recycling efforts to keep costs down, he said. As Europe faces a looming gas energy crisis, giants of Germany's automotive industry are warning against the complete adoption of electric vehicles as a sole means of mass transportation. Zipse says Europe isn't ready for a hard cut-off of petrol and diesel engines, telling attendees at the carmaker's Innovation Day event last week his company thinks it's wrong to switch off the combustion engine in Europe. The comments echo those of Japanese car giant Toyota and US automaker Ford, who say motorists will still need a choice of what powers vehicles in the future, because not every country is rolling out electric tech at the same speed, and the world's energy mining resources would be overwhelmed if every vehicle on the planet switched to electric power tomorrow. So that's it. What do you think about his words? Is it such an alarming situation? Comment down your thoughts and do smash the like button and ring the bell icon for more. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.